I will start off by using a simple plane that I'll rotate around the x-axis by 90 degrees. I also move the plane up along the z-axis by 1 so it's sitting on the ground. I'll import the UE5 mannequin to use for scaling the plane. There's a link to the tutorial showing you how to bring in the UE5 mannequin to Blender in the description. I right-click and set the origin to the 3D cursor so the plane will scale from the bottom. I scale the plane along the z-axis by 3 and the x-axis by 4. I can now hide the UE5 mannequin. In order to use the Wireframe Modifier, I first need to subdivide this plane so I have multiple faces. I tab into Edit mode, and in Edge Select mode I use Ctrl-R to add 2 horizontal edge loops. I then select both edge loops and scale them along the z-axis to form the horizontal bars of the fence. I also add a horizontal edge loop just above and below these 2 horizontal edge loops. I then add 5 vertical edge loops for the vertical bars of the fence. I also add 1 vertical edge loop close to the left edge of the plane. In Face Select mode, I delete the top and bottom rows of faces except the faces all the way to the left. I select the 2 horizontal faces and the leftmost faces and use the P key to separate them. I'm doing this because I need these to be thicker than the rest of the edges. I also select the unneeded edges, right-click, and dissolve the edges. The Wireframe Modifier transforms a mesh into a wireframe. In Object mode, I select the separated faces and add the Wireframe Modifier. The first thing I do is deselect Replace Original because I don't want the original faces to be replaced. The thickness is the depth or the size of the wireframe. For this object, I'll change this to 0.01. The offset option determines whether the wireframe is generated inside or outside of the mesh. I'll leave this at 0 to center the wireframe around the original edges. For thickness, I'll leave this on even to produce a better and more consistent result. I won't be adding a subdivision surface modifier, so I don't need to use crease edges. I also don't need to use the material offset. I add a solidify modifier and move it to the top of the modifier stack. I'll choose even thickness and increase the thickness to 0.25. I now select the rest of the fence and add a wireframe modifier. This time I'll keep Replace Original checked. I change the thickness to 0.05 and leave everything else at default. Add a Solidify modifier and move it to the top of the modifier stack. I'll choose Even Thickness and increase the thickness to 0.125. I move these rails back along the y-axis to center them. I move them along the x-axis so they align with the top rail. I then apply the modifiers using Ctrl-A for both sections of the fence. I select both sections and use Ctrl-J to join them. I split the viewport and open the shader editor. I add a new material. I changed the base color to a dark gray. I changed the metallic to 1 and the roughness to 0.250. Thanks for watching. If you would like to help support the channel, please visit my Ko-fi page where you can purchase a digital product from the shop or become a member. I also offer a one-on-one membership. If you enjoyed this video on making a modular fence prop, then you're probably interested in 3D modeling or game development. So if you're interested in those topics, you may enjoy this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good day.